recently covered a press release for actor Kiefer Sutherland. I especially loved him in those Western movies. And he's got a new album out. He just played the Grand Ole Opry and he's wearing rhinestones. Check this out.
These songs are actually mine, and they're very personal and they're real. And in order to have the conversation with an audience, I had to admit that. And I had to say, no, this was actually my breakup. This was my heart getting broken in this song. Or this was a friend that I lost, someone I loved very much, that changed my life. And some of the drinking songs, these were problems I've had. That took me a couple shows to get comfortable with kind of opening up that way. And so that was and that's the part that kind of made me rethink how I was working as an actor. The characters that I was designing were so kind of specific, and I was never a method actor. I actually disagree with that. I always thought an actor should have complete control over that character and be able to step outside of that character and watch what that character is doing. Playing the music shows changed that a bit for me, and I started to believe that there was a humanity that you could give that was personal and real to you, to these characters as well. And that was a huge shift for me with regards to Designated Survivor, which was only informed by playing 25 shows in California. I played a song called Not Enough Whiskey, which we have a video out on YouTube, and it is an old school country song. I played another song called Shirley Jean, which is a song about a man's last night in prison before he's executed, and he's writing a letter home to the only girl he ever met because he went to prison when he was so young. And that's kind of an old school country song, and really something that Jude and I wrote that song together, and that was really a tip of the hat to Johnny Cash and Merle Haggard and guys that wrote songs like that. And then I had the pleasure of meeting via Skype. We were playing a show in Bakersfield at the Buck Owens Crystal Palace, and Scott Cox, a radio guy out there who I'm friends with, very close friends, was close friends with Merle Haggard. So he and I talked that night on Skype, and he was welcoming me to Bakersfield. And he was so incredibly generous, and then literally 2.5 weeks later he passed away. So I wanted to play a song of his, and we played The Bottle Let Me Down last night, and that was it. The writing's incredible. David Guggenheim wrote a script that was incredible. And there's a parallel you can draw from Designated Survivor to 24. You're dealing with a guy faced with an unbelievable circumstance that has to, be better than he is. So there's common ground there on some level. What this show affords me that 24 didn't, as opposed to having running and chasing and finding out who the bad person is, it deals much more with the political ramifications of what would happen if our government ceased to exist. How do we restabilize the country? What is important to this country? How does it affect this country on a national level? How does it affect the rest of the world on an international level? And so by virtue of that story, there are amazing discussions to have that clearly in the most bizarre election cycle of my lifetime, I got to laugh out of somebody, that discussion needs to be had. And so I'm very excited about the show, and it's an extraordinary cast, and very hopeful for it.
I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. Welcome to Nashville, Kiefer Sutherland.
Now I'm the king of the swing of the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's been bothering me. I want to be a man cause the words go right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around. Who makes you? I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you. You say it's true. But if like me, and learn to be make my dreams come true. In the secret man club, come on, show me what to do. Give me the power of dance and power so I can be like you. Now, who may do? I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you, but not like you. You see it's true, but if like me, can't learn me, you learn to. Take it away! Get mad, baby. I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you. You see it's true, and if like me, can learn to be you, but you can learn to be you.
Order up. Don't forget to tip your waitresses or bartenders. And 24/7, check us out, vivanashvilleusa.com.